But again, I just wanted to take a second to thank you guys who did go ahead and check out my initial impressions video, who did leave the comments down in the sections below. It really let me gauge what I needed to cover in this in-depth review. So I do appreciate your support and your comments. Please continue to leave comments down in the videos. Anything you guys want to know, go ahead, drop a link down in there, drop a comment down in the comment section, and I read them all. I may not respond to every single one, but I definitely read every single one of them, and I want to address every single one of your questions. So again, I appreciate every single one of you leaving comments down in the comments section. So now let's get into the graphics card. It was like pulling teeth trying to get information about this graphic card. I literally had to call Dell. I was on the phone with Dell 3 different days for a total of maybe about 4 hours, but being bounced around from tech support to customer service, on and on and on. But I finally was able to get the information needed about this laptop. So in terms of gaming, I'm gonna tell you first off that I'm not the biggest gamer in the world. So I did have a couple of my friends come and use this laptop for gaming. They played a few different games on it, like Battlefield. They played quite a few different games on it. Battlefield, Counter-Strike, even Diablo, lower contrast games that don't require too much high performance power. But we just want to get a full range, a full idea of what this laptop really can do. So I went ahead and let them use the laptop for that. I'm more video editing, video processing, video rendering, and I can tell you firsthand from my experience that this laptop is no slouch when it comes to either one, gaming or video editing. But I will go ahead and clip together some action shots or some gameplay shots of this laptop. But like I said, my 2 friends, more gamers than I am, they do run Alienware laptops, so definitely higher end gaming laptops than this here. But they didn't have any complaints. They said this kept up just fine, and this will handle any of the high performance settings on any of the games out now, and it'll also leave room for future improvements or future advancements in gaming where they need higher frame rates, higher resolutions. This will be able to support that. So that's why the AMD Radeon R7 M270 is a good chip. So it leaves you room for improvement in the future. So if there's ever advancements in gaming, it's not like your graphics card is immediately going to be outdated the second the game comes out. It will allow for room to grow. So it is a high performance gaming chip. And this is where it gets a little bit confusing. So you may think it's only the AMD Radeon R7 M270 inside this laptop, but there's not. There's actually 2 graphics cards in this laptop. So you have both the Intel HD graphics card, I believe it's the 5500, and you also have the AMD Radeon R7 M270. And they perform different tasks. So if you have something that's a little bit lower performance, doesn't require the highest settings, it will go ahead and pull from the Intel graphics card. And if you're using the highest performance setting, video editing, video rendering, high gameplay, it's going to use the AMD Radeon to give you the highest performance setting. So I do like that aspect of the computer. Didn't like that Dell didn't explain that initially from the get-go. Even at CES, when we were at CES discussing with the sales rep exactly the aspects of these computers, they didn't have a lot of the questions, a lot of the answers to the questions that we had. So a little bit disappointed on Dell's side, but I hope this is a good quality video to give you all the information that you need about the graphics card. And again, I will have some gameplay video here at the end. But when I was talking to Dell, they did give me some steps to go ahead and check what specifically is on this computer here. I know that you guys don't have the laptop in front of you. That's the reason you're watching this review video. So I'll go ahead and show you the steps that he made me go through to go ahead and figure out the performance or specifications of this laptop. So if I go ahead and right click on the start menu, let's see if I can focus this in for you. Right click on the start menu. We're gonna go up to device manager. So you're going to click on Device Manager, and you're going to see that we have 2 graphics cards in here by going to Display Adapters. So you're going to click the arrow next to Display Adapters, and you're going to see both the AMD and the Intel graphics card. So there's 2 graphics cards. And one thing I was a little disappointed about is the customer support from Dell said that the AMD Radeon may not be active right out of the box. He said go ahead and make sure that that's the card that's being used. So he took me through some steps of going ahead to make this one active, and I'll show you that right now. But I was a little bit confused. Because if I'm paying for the AMD Radeon R7 M270 out the box, the high performance chip, why wouldn't it be active right out of the box? But after going through the steps that he put us through, which I'll show you right now, the card was active already right out of the box, so there was nothing to worry about. Just made me a little bit skeptical when that was his initial response. So now that we see we have the two graphics cards here, if you wanted to check out exactly what these graphics cards entail or what's the exact specifications or details of them, so we're going to go ahead and left click, or I apologize, right click. And the first graphics property, as you see up top, is going to be your AMD graphics properties. And the second properties down on the bottom is going to be your Intel HD card graphics property. So if you click on each one of those, we'll go ahead and pull up the windows for both. So here's your AMD card. Here's your Dell card. For those of you asking about the resolution, 3840 by 2160. The refresh rate, 60p or 60 hertz. So real high refresh rate. No complaints there. So that's really all I needed to pull off of the Intel card. That's the only information that was really important for me to know right away. And so if we go to the AMD card, and as you can see here, this is the display menu of your Radeon AMD card. If we go down to information and product summary, you're interested in the hardware specs, so we'll go ahead and click on hardware. And this is all the information for the hardware here. For those of you who understand what this is, this information is for you. For those of you who have no idea what this is, don't mind this. Go ahead and skip forward. But there's your clock speed and everything right there for you. Didn't want to get into too in depth. You do see the specifications there, so if you wanted to pause the video and take a look at them, go ahead and do that. But I will also show you guys some gameplay. I can just tell you from first-hand experience, watching people play, messing around with it a bit myself, video editing and video processing, video rendering is great. Gameplay is also good. There's definitely no question about that. I will put some clips together so you guys can go ahead and see that. But don't sleep on this laptop here. This laptop is a great laptop, high powerful laptop with room to grow. So if there's any advancements, any improvements in gaming, this will be able to support it in the future. So your laptop won't be outdated the second some new technology comes out. So I already know you're going to say that you didn't run specific benchmarks for the AMD Radeon R7 M270, but after talking to Dell, there is no specific benchmarks out for it yet. I didn't run the test myself, but the main thing that they wanted to reiterate is that the M270 is going to be very, very, very similar to the M265, which is the same thing, AMD Radeon R7 M265, which is the previous generation or the previous version. So if you want to compare specs, go ahead and look up the M265. You can also look up the AMD Radeon HD 8870M for similar specifications. But the newest card is going to be the R7 M270, which is in this laptop here. But I will drop links down in the description so you can compare the two. All that you can expect is the M270 to be slightly better in specifications than the previous two cards, which I will drop the links down in the description below. Sorry if that frustrates you a little bit, but being that this laptop is so new, being that this graphics card is dedicated for this Dell, it's just not reasonable. It's just not practical to go ahead and test every single new graphics card that Dell comes out with. But they just enhance and then rename. Don't necessarily know if it's needed, but they just enhance it a little bit, then rename the graphics card and market it as something else. But go ahead, I will drop the links down in the description if you want to do some more research on your own. Just bump up the specs by a little bit, and that's what you're going to be getting for the M270. Again, I apologize, and I will be linking a couple gameplay videos here right now, right after this. Just want to finish up by saying thanks for checking out this video. If you want to see my initial impressions of this laptop, I will drop the link to that video down in the description. I will also be posting some more videos of this laptop. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them down in the description, or I mean in the comment section. If I find anything here or there that I feel that needs to be updated or needs to be shared, I will go ahead and do that. So go ahead and subscribe to both this channel. If you want to follow us on Instagram as well at Cause Reviews, CAUSREVIEW. Go ahead and check us out. If you follow us on both YouTube and Instagram, you'll be able to participate in the giveaways we're going to have coming shortly. So definitely go check that out. Again, thanks for checking us out. Please subscribe, like, and comment.